everybody, my name's Kelly. We are going to go through a nice full body yoga stretch today. So we'll get started. We're going to start from seated. So if you are a little bit tight in the hips, you might find that you're a little bit, legs are crossed up like this. But if you want to just drop them down, maybe bring a block under your bum, whatever feels comfy, just tilting the pelvis forward a little bit if that's more comfortable for you. If you don't have a block or a cushion or a book that you want to sit on, that's fine. We're not going to be here too long, but I just want you to get comfy. And then relax the hands down onto the knees here. And just go ahead and close the eyes. And let's start with some nice, slow, deep breaths. So breathing into the base of your belly. Big inhales and big exhales. So really try and expand through the lungs here, in all aspects of the lungs, into the front and the back. And to really bring this home, I want you to bring your hands to your belly now and try and breathe into the belly. As you breathe, feel the chest expand, feel the lungs coming out and bigger, feel the shoulders rise, and as you exhale, just noticing everything drop back down. And as you breathe, just become aware of how you feel. So just starting to notice the outside world fade away. And you're bringing your attention and your awareness to your body and to your mind. And just take a couple more breaths here and just really let the body soften. Let it soften and relax. And if you feel any areas of tension or anywhere that's a little bit uncomfortable in the body, I just want you to send your breath to that area. And then take a final big deep inhale through the nose here. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Good. Gently flicker the eyes open. We're going to bring the hands up above the head, interlace the palms, flip the hands up to the sky and lift the shoulders up, lift the chest up, lift the hands up as high as you can, and then gently just relax the arms back down. Bring them hands behind the back, interlace the fingers again, chin comes to the chest, and then take the hands away. And then we're going to come forward, interlace the fingers in front of the face, round the back. Chin comes to the chest. And back up into center. Good. Now if you're sitting on a block or a cushion, just remove that from underneath your bum. Now take the right leg and just bend it behind you. So if you feel like this is a little bit tight, you can of course put a block under your bum here. If not, just taking the right leg and bringing it, so you're into a little mermaid pose here. Now take the hands around to the left side of the leg. Inhale the spine up nice and straight, and then exhale, rotate over the right shoulder. So we're just taking a little spinal twist here. Try and keep the spine up nice and straight and relax the shoulders down. So try not to let the shoulders hunch up by the ears. And then we'll come around to center and then just fold over the right leg. So where you might be a little bit tight in the hip, might find this uncomfortable, you're just rotating around to the right side. So you should feel a twist in the back over the right leg. Come back into center, plant the left hand down onto the ground, sweep the right arm up and push the hips forward. So hands come up to the sky. Keep pushing the hips forward and stretch out that right arm so you feel the stretch down the right side of the body. And we'll lower back down. Good. Flip the legs, so we're just going to swap them over the other way. So again, keep the spine up nice and straight. If you feel like you're rolling to the side, try and put something under your bum just to make it a little bit more even. And we're going to rotate over to the right side this time. So hands come to the right side of the body, by the right thigh. Inhale, lift up. And as you exhale, rotate further around to the right. So try and squeeze the belly in here as you do this. The more that you squeeze the belly in, the more you're going to be able to rotate around to the right side. And then we'll come back through center and then just fold over the left leg. So again, depending on flexibility, this might be quite tight. And up into center, right hand comes to the mat. Plant the hand down, lift the left hand up and over, push the hips forward, reach the hands up to the sky. Nice big stretch. And bring it back down, good. Feet come together. So we're going to go into a butterfly, just not too much of a stretch here because we haven't opened up the hips, but just give your legs a little bounce. And then just reach, hold onto the hand, bend the elbows backward and reach the head forward, so extending through the spine here. So try not to round the upper back and just hunch the back, try and extend and lengthen the body forwards. And come back up into center here. We're going to roll onto the hands and the knees. Taking a cat-cow here, so we're just working through the spine, arch the back, round the back, wiggle it side to side. So make it quite dynamic. And bring the head up as you inhale, exhale as you round the back, wiggle side to side. And bring the body back into center here, nice. Tucking the toes, we're going to push back to our first downward dog. And then take a little bend in the knees, one at a time, if that feels comfortable. Remember, you spread the fingers wide, push the hands into the mat, head comes through the arms, and then squeeze your thighs. I want you to squeeze the thighs and notice that the legs push backwards more. Keep pushing into the hands. Breathe, another big inhale. And exhale. Good, just drop to the knees here. We're going to come into a plank position and then go into side plank. I'm going to give you variations as well. So you're in your high plank here, or if you need to, you can just drop the knees, that's fine. Bring the left hand into the center of the mat, rotate onto the left heel, and then bring the right hand up. That's option one, or variation here is to drop the left knee, or if you want, come onto the left elbow. But I want you to lift the hips up as much as you can. Keep opening that right hand to the top. And then we'll bring it back around. And you can go straight into the other side. So again, choose your variation, whether that's right side, left hand up. Maybe you take the leg up, the left leg up to the sky. Maybe your elbows down, knees down, whatever works. Rotate back to your high plank. And push back to a downward dog. Good. Little bends in the knees. And then come down again onto the knees. We're going to take a puppy here. So a nice stretch through the shoulders, for the back. Bring the hands away in front of you. Drop the head down towards the mat. So you can have the chin or the forehead onto the ground. And then to make it a bit more of an active stretch, keep the elbows off the ground. And breathe. And coming back up nice and slowly. Hands back under the wrists. Tuck your toes. Push back to a downward dog again. And we're bending the knees one at a time here. Little twist side to side. And back to center here. Look forward. Walk the feet up behind the hands. And ragdoll. So I just want you to let the whole body hang here. Let the head hang, let the arms hang. And if you feel any pain or anything uncomfortable in the lower back, just bend the knees. And we'll take a little swing side to side. Back to center. Now hold on to your elbows here. Squeeze or push the feet into the mat so that I want you to activate the lower legs here. So push into the outer edges of the feet. So it's almost like you're creating a bit of an arch on the inside of the foot. And slowly start to rise up. Now make sure that the head is the last thing to come up. Squeeze the belly in, keep holding onto the elbows. And as you rise up, the head comes up, and then we're going to bring the hands up above the head. So reach the hands up, so feet are hip distance apart here. Hands are reaching up as high as you can. Take an inhale. As you exhale, bend to one side. So push into the feet still on the mat. So push into the opposite side of the foot that you're bending. So if you're bending to the right, push into the left side of the foot and come back up to center and the opposite side. Now try and imagine that your body is in between a pane of glass here. So you're still keeping the body flat, you're not rotating the chest down to the ground. And we'll come back up to center, good. Release the arms, give the hands a little shake, a little wiggle, and then we're going to take a twist. Let's see if you can get some quick clicks in the back going. My favourite one I always call it a footballer stretch. And then we'll come back up to the top of the mat. We're just going to work our way back down with a nice sun salutation. So big inhale up, big exhale forward fold. Inhale halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back to your high plank. Drop the knees, bend the elbows, and when you come all the way down to the ground, tuck the toes, come up to a cobra. Squeeze the elbows into the side, look towards the top of the mat, and then tuck the toes, push back to downward dog. Good. Couple of bends in the knees. Nice low bends, maybe some nice twists. And come back to a static pose. Look forward, bend the knees, step the feet up behind the hands. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down into center. Good. Take a step back with the right leg. We're going to come into a triangle pose here. So left arm comes out, right hand comes back. Pop the hip back, shift the weight forward, and bring the left hand down to the inside of the left ankle or shin, and right hand up to the sky. Now keep the gaze down unless you feel ready to bring the gaze up towards the top hand. Then inhale the arms up. Exhale, reverse that triangle, look up towards the sky. Take the right hand down the back of the leg, reach up with the top hand. And bring it up into center, good. Turn the left foot in, the right leg out. Same thing on the other side, so pop the left hip back, right hand comes down, left hand goes to the sky. Take a breath, push into the feet in opposite directions to keep the control and the balance, and bring it back up. We're going to reverse that warrior triangle, right hand comes forward, left hand goes down the back of the left leg, right hand reaches up to the sky. And bring it back up to center, good. Turn both feet to face inwards, hands onto the hips. We're going to forward fold, crown of the head comes towards me. Engage your core here, so don't let the belly hang out, and take a small bend in your knees. Then drop the hands down to the ground and then release the head. Now, if you need to, put a block under your hands here. If this is a bit tight, a bit uncomfortable, then please do. But just drop the head. Good. And we'll slowly come up. Heel toe the feet together a little bit. Now, we're going to go into a little balancing pose here. So, standing up nice and tall, I want you to shift your weight onto the left leg. Now we're going to come into our tree position here. So make sure you find a focal point, somewhere that's sort of eye level with you. Shift the weight onto the left leg and then bring the right leg either so that the toe touches the floor, comes into the shin, or it comes up into the thigh. Then open the knee to the side and bring your hands together into a prayer here. Now, tree is always a good test of how busy your mind is, because if you feel really wobbly and really off balance, it can be that there's a lot of stuff going on in the mind. So I want you just to focus. Find your focal point and breathe slowly. If you feel that you're wobbling all over the place, just come back out of the pose and gently go back into it. And we're going to start to lift the hands up. Open the tree. And now a little test here. So if you want, see if you can close your eyes. A little bit wobbly. And then bring the hands back down into center. Or release the hands and gently release the leg. Good. Straight onto the other side. Shift the weight onto the right leg. Left leg comes up. So again, wherever it is, onto the floor, the shin, or into the thigh, whatever works for you. But try and make sure, oh, don't wobble at me. Make sure that you open the knee to the side. So you want the hip in line with the knee. Hands come into prayer. Find your focal point. Remember, if you look up, you're more likely to stay up. You look down, you're going to fall down. Hands are coming up. Opening the arms. Hands come back to center. Actually, if you want to try and close the eyes first, so you can close the eyes. Hands back down to center now. And we'll gently release. So just use the hand to drop the leg down. Good, well done. So we're going to do another little balancing pose now. So this is our dancer pose. So this one is a good stretch for the hip flexors. You're going to feel it in the quads and the hamstrings. It's a good big all body stretch, and it's a nice balance. So if you've never done this before, don't worry, I'm going to show it to you. Stay low is the key if you feel a little bit wobbly. And if you want to use a strap, I can show you as well with a strap. So you're going to shift the weight onto the left leg. Now start to bring the right leg up and grab onto the ankle. Now if you feel that this is enough for you, then stay here. Start to bring the left hand out. Now some of you, if you're tight in the hips, hamstrings, you might think that this is enough. If you want, you can start to kick that right leg back and lift it up to the sky. So your lower abs are facing down, but your chest is facing up. And reach the body forwards. Breathe. And if you want to use a strap, a variation here I can show you quickly. If you have a loop in the strap, you take it behind you. Same thing. And then we'll gently release down. And we'll come on to the other side. So it's quite a big one. You can only feel that in the quads and the hamstrings, that one. So we'll come onto the right leg this time. So shift the weight nice and slowly onto the leg. Bring the left leg up. This time right hand comes out in front of you. Start to kick the left leg back and up. Now remember the hips to face the ground. You're not opening out to the side. You're having the hip facing down. Kick up. Breathe. Don't hold the breath. Find your focal point. That's it, we're going to take one more breath. And slowly come back down. Good. Give the arms and the legs a wiggle. A nice little twist in the back again. Standing at the top of the mat, big inhale up. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, hop or step back to your high plank. Good, we're going to move through the vinyasa here, so your choice to drop the knees and come into a cobra, or to go from a high to a low plank and push into your upward facing dog. And we'll meet in downward dog. Good, big inhale, big exhale, and again a big inhale, and a big exhale. Drop to the knees, cross your ankles, and come onto your bum. So we're going to go into a reverse tabletop here. So again, a nice big stretch in strengthening in the bum and the hamstrings. So put the hands facing forward, or have the hands facing forward, feet are facing forward, and start to lift up through the hips. So push into the hands, don't let the body sink into the shoulders because you'll put a lot of weight in there into your rotator cuff. Squeeze your bum here, really squeeze your bum and lift up through the hips. And if you want, you take the head back. If that's not comfortable, just keep the head face forward. One more breath. And we'll slowly, slowly lower it down. Good. Extend the legs in front of you. We're going to come into a forward fold. So again, if you're tight, if you've got tight hamstrings, tight hips, maybe you want to put a block under your bum, you just see how I put the block underneath, or a cushion, it just tilts the pelvis forward a little bit. Big inhale with the arms up, and then exhale, forward fold. You're lunging, hinging from the hips over towards the toes. So it's not a rounded upper back. When you extend the back, reach forward. And then each time you exhale, think about bringing the body closer towards the thighs. So the chest is going to the thighs, that's what you're aiming for. Relax the body, take nice slow breaths. And gently, gently come back up. Good. So release the block if you have one under your bum. Then from here, we're going to go wide on the legs. So this can be quite uncomfortable for a lot of people. Now, don't go too wide if this really hurts. Always bring the legs in. There's no harm in having them more narrow. And again, if this is really tight, especially if you're a runner or you cycle or you play football, you might find that this is really quite tight. Put a block under your bum just to tilt the pelvis forward. And we're going to walk the hands away. So you're dropping the head down. Try and keep the knees and the toes facing upwards. If they roll in, I want you to try and roll them back out again. And reach the body forward. Close your eyes, relax into the breath. Good, and we'll come back up. Now you're going to go back into this again, but I want you just to open the leg 1 millimetre wider. See if you can take a little bit further of a stretch there. Now make sure nothing twinges here. You just want it to be, if it's tight, that's fine, but don't fold forward if you feel like there's a twinge. Bring the legs in closer. And again, just walk the body away, reaching the head down. Breathe. And we're coming up. Good. So just keeping the legs here for just a little bit longer. We're going to do a nice twist and a stretch down the side of the body. So take the right hand down the right leg. I want you to slide it down the leg, keeping the elbow on the inside. Then reach the left hand up and over. So you should feel the stretch down the left side of the body. Now try and keep the armpit open up to the sky. Don't let the armpit close down. Keep it open, and the more you keep it open, the more you're going to feel that stretch. So if you can reach towards the toes, you're reaching towards the toes. If you're like, oh no, that's not happening, my arm's bent, that's fine. And we'll come up through center, going down the other way. So again, right hand this time. Keep the armpit open to the sky, trying to open the chest upwards. And we'll come back up into center, good. Gently bring the feet in. Come onto the bum, so we're going to have the feet in front of us, arms out by the side, lift up onto your sitting bones, and we'll slowly start to lower down to the ground. Now if you can get there, keep the shoulders off the ground, keep the feet off the ground, hold it for a breath, and gently relax the head. Good. We're going to come up into a bridge here, so bend the knees. You want to be able to touch your toes, your ankles, with your fingertips. Push the feet into the mat and start to lift the hips up. Now squeeze the bum, squeeze the thighs, and come up onto your tiptoes even higher. You shouldn't feel any pressure or pain in the lower back. You should be, if you squeeze the bum and you squeeze the thighs here, you're going to take the pressure off there. And I'll hold it for another breath. And lower back down, good. This time we're going to go up one more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, roll the shoulders under as you interlace the hands behind the back. And again, you can stay here if you want to go further. Lift one leg up. Drop it down. And bring the other leg up. And drop it down. Good. Body comes down flat. Give yourself a nice hug. And a little rock side to side. And taking a happy baby here, so grab onto the outside edges of your feet and take a little rock. And remember, the more you push down into the hands, or pull down on the hands, the more you're going to open up through the hips. And then from here, bring the feet into butterfly again, so like you're in a reclined butterfly, feet together, And push the knees open to the side. Pull the elbows in. And gently release. Hands are going to come to the side, so flat down onto the ground. If you want to make a slightly different stretch, you can bring the hands into a cactus so that they're opened up to the side like this. Your choice. Take the right leg and drop it over the left leg, or cross it over, sorry, and drop it down to the right side. And then look over to the left side. And try and keep your elbows and your armpits down into the ground. So you should be feeling a nice twist in the back. If you're not feeling a twist, just bend your knees up a little bit closer towards your belly button. And bring it up to center. Swap the wrap over, the legs go down to the left, sorry. Look over to the right. And we'll come back up into center again. Give yourself a hug. Nose berries in towards your knees. And then extend the arms out and extend the legs out. So take a stretch here. Make the body as long as you can. So imagine you've just woken up in the morning. Maybe you take a yawn, squeeze everything out, clench everything up, and then relax. And one more time, a big squeeze of everything. Extend the arms, extend the legs, squeeze it all in, and relax. Good. Then bringing the hands down by the side of the body. Have the palms facing up. Let the fingers naturally curl up. And let the legs roll to the side. And then just start to close down the eyes. And breathe gently. And as you breathe, just allow the body to sink into the mat here. Not holding the muscles in any position. Just really let the body be relaxed, be still. And just follow the pattern of the breath as it comes in and out of the body. And then take a big, deep inhale through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it out. And a big, deep inhale. And again, sigh it out. And then very gently, just start to roll the head side to side. And start to move the fingers and the toes. Maybe you move the face, scrunching up the nose, the eyes, the cheeks, the jaw. And maybe take a stretch out over the head. Or hugging the knees into the chest. A little rock side to side. And then gently roll onto the right side. And just take a moment here as you lie. Just relax. And then slowly push your way up to seated. Just keeping the eyes closed or the gaze down. And just sit up nice and tall, so whatever is comfortable for you, whatever cross-legged position that you want to be in. And then shoulders are dropped down. Hands come together in front of the heart. And before we come back into the day, I just want you to take this opportunity to check in with the body and the mind. How are you feeling mentally and physically? And then before we finish this practice, I invite you to set yourself a positive intention that you can take into the rest of the day with you. And then a final deep inhale here, lifting the head up. And exhale, opening the eyes. And namaste. Thank you, everybody.